All right, we start give you some hint on the homework assignment. The first homework to begin with, our homework we have two actually resources. So it's TV. Okay. Arrival. TVA arrivals. I'm going to call it TVB arrival. And I have two different models. Okay. Also, I'm going to color these things a little bit different, so you recognize there are two different TV. And the first arrival goes TVA, and the second just TVB. All right, inter-arrival time, exponential smooth arrival time, and every hours, and per arrival is 20. TVB follows a normal distribution with the mean of 4 hours and standard deviation of 1 hour. And each time coming was 20. I'm sorry, this is 30. Okay, so you got two arrival coming in. Upon arrival, they going to go to a pre-inspection. We'll call this guy inspection station. And but before the inspection goes, we have to separate them into two different type of parts, screen and electronics. So I'm going to using a separator in front of that. Zoom out a little bit, give you some. Okay, so here, giving a path coming through here and separate it. Okay, and and this separator just called disassembly portion. Okay, and both of them after that going into this inspection. Okay, and this one just going to be making copy, make one copy from the TV arrived, the other one's going through. It is just the inspection. And the inspection follows, incoming inspection follow a triangular distribution with a 4 different type of processing time. I'm not going to repeat that because how to determine the processing time for the inspection station, you can using a table, and actually you know how to do that from our class example. So I'm not going to, this is just a hint, so I'm not trying to solve the entire homework here. I'm just trying to give you some idea how to start building. And after an inspection, you could have we call it repair, and then you go into assembly station to put them together. Assembly 1, This is assembly 2. Assembly 1 and assembly 2. Then after that, go to either assembly 1 or assembly 2. I'm going to change a little bit. So there is a chance this things go to directly to repair, and I'm going to start adding a note here, explain a little bit why. Okay, so from here to here I have so-called failure array. So I'm going to starting a table called failure array. Failure array table. I'm going to add a column. And this is going to be real for pre-inspection value. We'll call it pre-value. Right. Okay. And then add another one. And this is called post-value array. And we know this thing is our 4% with 4%, and this is 5% and 2%. Okay, we have two different part of the value, one for model 1, model 2. Okay, and for the model entity, I'm going to define a state called integer called model type. Okay. I'm going to add another one. Status. Come back to homework 1. Okay, so here, if there's a certain chance I'm going to go to repair, so here I'm going to do is the value array. I'm going to value array table pre-value based on model entity model type. Okay, so I need to assign the model type. Then model number, model entity status. I'm going to use failure rate table. The first index I'm going to use model type. The second index I'm going to status, because the model types 1 and 2 represent the failure rate of each row. So let's go on. So model number 1 or 2, and status equals to 1. That's pre-inspection. Status equals to 2. That's post inspection. So here I'm going to make some common assignment first. When the first part come in, and the model entity, model types going to be equals to 1, and also for that model status, entity status is going to equals to 1, and meaning this is a new part coming in. And also here doing the same thing. Model type equals to 1. Add another one. Model status equals to 1. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be equals to 2. So that's the second part. So here I have a value array of 5. So model 1, status 1. So I'm going to use that for here as well. The link weight is going to be 100 minus whatever the value array is. So rest of the part going here, and only the value portion going to the repair. And then I have two paths, one going from here and one going to assembly 2. So we're going to call entity is a model A. So for example, we'll call it a TVA. I'm sorry, TVA. If it's TVA, go in this direction, or if it's entity is TVB. Oh, sorry. I think I have it opposite. A right here, and that's B. Okay, and both these, instead of doing shortest path, I'm going to let it go or link weight. Okay, for the repair portion, there's a outcome. Either this is called return to vendor. Okay, and the other ones actually repair and then can move on. So here I have another path also. So there's a 85% of chance going this way. So here should be 85%, and there's a 15% going that way. Okay, again, based on link weight. Okay, after the assembly is done, oops, sorry, assembly is supposed to be a combiner. So, to combiner. Okay, and then going for that also I show. So this is link way is the entity is TVB, and this is entity is TVA. Okay, and also this part is I need to combine actually the entity model. So here, so model entity status sorry, card type equals to 1. So sorry, we need a part type actually. So I'm going to go into the entity, give a part type. The part type right here actually represent if the part type equals to 1, and that's a string part type equals to 2. That's electronics. So go back to the model. So entity, I define another attribute called part type, and coming back for the models. Coming back for the model. Every time that disassembly does, when it come out, do a stay assignment before member exit. So I'm going to assign model entity part type equals to 2, and the one was the parent. I'm going to assign a model entity part type equals to 1. So I'm making sure the part coming out of here giving a part type equals to 1, which is the screen, and this part going to a part type equals to 2, and so this is screen, this is electronics. So also we need to separate that also, and here I'm going to say model entity part type equals to 1 going up. Copy this. Down here I'm going to say part types equals to 2. And again I'm going to use the link way. So here I'm going to say if a screen going here, it was electronic going here, then the assembly actually assembly 1, that's assembly 2, going on right there. So I'm going to do the same. Okay, doing part type equals, oops, sorry, model entity part type equals to 1. Going here, model entity part type equals to 2. So we can determine, what kind of parts come in either assembly 1 or assembly 2. And after that, we go into a post-assembly, assembly inspection. Call it post-inspection, for example. And then going to connect it, and there are two possible outcomes also. One is trash, and the other is packing or shipping. Therefore, I'm going to this, going to that. And again, there's a failure array involved. And after post-inspection, I should say, need to assign on enter. I'm going to assign model entity status all equals to 2. So that means when they finish assembly, arrives to the post-assembly station, their status equals to 2. So therefore I can use different failure array for that. So I'm going to just copy this because they're exactly the same from the previous example, inspection process. So failure array automatically, because the status change, don't need a space, but I just want to illustrate clearly there's a minus sign over there, and then it's done. So we can see here how much of those. So this input buffer dot number, enter. Okay, going to do the same for the other one. Here I'm going to do another status. Same thing, change this color to yellow and change this to purple, and here I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, this is the whole thing. Okay, showing you the process time coming in batches. Do this again. You should see the queue. There's some TV1 A and TV B. TV B is red, TV A is green. So TV B's got processed first, and they're going to come in to assembly 1 first. Okay, I'm going to run this a little bit faster. And you see how many coming through this, and made a mistake using link wait right here. So here I'm going to make a link wait again. Okay, and still running, and see the next part's going to come in. Okay, a burst of model B come in every 4 hours. and model A showed up. Okay, this pretty much conclude our session here, and I give you more hint based on this later on, but this is how you construct the basic model. And of course there's a lot of detail missing. You need to figure out how to do that. For example, the inspection processing time, value array, and interchange the flow between assembly 2 and assembly 1. I didn't do this because I want to leave this for your exercise. I'm just giving you an idea of how the homework